Hey, if you're a business owner and you love to make money, but you hate giving so much of it away to the tax man, I need you to listen real close because I'm going to share something with you that you probably never heard before. I'm going to talk about a simple yet rarely talked about wealth strategy that will protect your family financially regardless of what happens to you. And no, I'm not just talking about insurance here. This strategy will drastically reduce your personal tax while allowing your money to grow tax-free as well, along with actually giving you access to it. Now, it's been used by Canada's elite income earners for decades, guys who can afford advice at the senior partner level in places like PricewaterhouseCoopers, KPMG, and so forth. Now, I'm not talking about some offshore scheme that the CRA wants to come down on. This is onshore, and the CRA are well aware of it, but of course they're changing the rules this year. So if you implement it before the rules change, you actually get grandfathered in for life, which is why timing is of the essence here. Now, back to what I was saying with PricewaterhouseCoopers and KPMG. You see, there's all levels of advice when it comes to wealth strategies, tax minimization, and so forth. And let me explain this on the whiteboard really quick. So we have the super rich business owner here, guys that are making 9 figures, 100 million plus. And then below we have the struggling entrepreneur here who's barely paying his bills. Now, for the purpose of this, let's just assume that you're somewhere here in the middle. Okay. Now, if we look at PricewaterhouseCoopers' structure for advice for a second, they actually have 6 different levels. They have their partner level, which is the most expensive. They have the director level. They have senior manager, manager, senior associate, and associate. Now, the broke businessman, which of course is 95% of business owners, he can't even afford PricewaterhouseCoopers' associate advice. So they either get no advice or advice from someone even lower down the food chain than that. So is it any wonder, of course, why unfortunately, people struggle financially with their retirement, which are supposed to be the best years of their life, the ones, that you've worked so hard for the last 40 years to get to. You see, the super wealthy guys like this, he pays hundreds of thousands of dollars a year from advice from the top dogs at, like I said, Deloitte's, KPMG, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and so forth. However, not everyone can afford to speak to these senior level guys up here, these directors and so forth. So they pay for what they can afford, and that gets them the basic advice given to all common business owners or mom and dad investors. Now, it's rare that you get a chance to hear what's spoken about behind the velvet rope. The strategy that's used by multimillionaires all across Canada who are okay with paying 100 grand a year for such advice. But I'm guessing you're not too excited about paying that kind of money for wealth creation and tax minimization advice. So I've got some good news for you. Simon Marples from CanTrust Financial, who's regarded as the nation's #1 expert in this particular strategy, is actually going to be holding a very small live event in a private room on a golf course in the South Surrey area. And if you're watching this video right now, it means you're invited to attend this event. Now, to get hold of Simon to do events like this, it is a very big deal. He rarely does them, if ever. So we're super excited that he's agreed to do it. The last time he did an event like this, it was over $2,000 to attend, but your attendance is actually going to be gifted to you. Now, the event is 90 minutes long. We'll be providing you with some appetizers and some drinks. There is absolutely no selling at this event. It's all about the strategy. Simon's looking to teach this strategy to people who otherwise would never have known about it or had access to it, and it's his way to give back. So if you want to figure out how to put the strategy into place afterwards for yourself, that's okay. Just go to talk to Simon about it after the event. Now, normally we'd actually ask for a $100 no-show deposit if you take one of these limited seats, and don't bother attending because we charge $100, so the seat could go to somebody else. Their opportunity will be taken away if you just don't turn up. However, Simon's requested that we do this on a gentleman's agreement, I guess a virtual handshake, that if you take a ticket, you actually turn up, or just call us and tell us you can't make it. So right now there's going to be no credit card required. This is 100% a gift. So if you want one of the last seats remaining and you want to hang out on the evening of April 14th on the golf course with Simon as he reveals a life-changing strategy that's going to bulletproof you and your family's legacy, just click the button on the page right now and we're going to see you there. And also, when you click the button, there's actually a private video message from Simon for you. So do me a favor, just click the button, listen to the message from Simon, and get your tickets to the event. See you there.